Or
I think
it was
I
G,
remember,
right?
but I can't like put my tongue on it.
No worries. It's not a
It
big
started
deal.
with a G.
It did. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's
Using indirect object pronouns with verbs like
yeah.
gustar. I think I just put verbs like gustar.
To like, right?
Huh?
But it's like it was like to like.
Yeah, so yes. All right. So a lot of teachers teach gustar meaning to like. And usually when I teach it, I say that it means to please, to be pleasing. And today we're going to figure out why I teach it like that, why I teach it differently from most teachers. So gustar means to be pleasing, to please. And we're just going to remember some things about gustar. Remember gustar? Maybe. Gustar says that something is pleasing to someone. I'm going to highlight a couple things and I want you to tell me why I'm highlighting them. Gustar says that something is pleasing to someone.
You need to it's reflexive.
It's not reflexive, but it does use pronouns. It doesn't use reflexive pronouns. It uses indirect object pronouns.
Isn't it because you can change it, like, depending on the conjugation? Because, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, all right. Well, we're approaching it. That's okay. We're approaching it, Kate. So, so talking about the conjugation, gustar usually only conjugates for two people, either it or them. It or them, and we'll talk about that because we don't say yo gusto or tu gustas. We say me gusta, it pleases me, or te gusta, it pleases you. Right? So gustar says that something is pleasing to someone. And gustar conjugates to match that thing that pleases someone. That thing or those things that pleases someone. Once we see it being used, it's usually easier to understand these explanations. So if you're like, I don't know what's going on, don't worry, you will. If we have one thing or activity, we use gusta in the present, or gusto in the preterite, or gustaba in the imperfect. It's okay. I'll go slow.
Or Gustava, is that like an example would be like I used to like?
Yes. Yeah, if you say me gustaba, it means I used to like, definitely.
Okay.
If you say me gustó, it means I liked. And me gusta is I like. But
okay,
it would, if we're going to translate it exactly, it would be it pleases me, it pleased me, or it used to please me. We're going to get to that. So if it's more than one thing, we use the ellos form. They please me, they pleased me, or they used to please me. Gustan, gustaron, and gustaban. And that's it. Those are the only gustas you're going to use. You're not going to use any other ending. It's either a or an in the present tense. O or aron or aba or aban in the past tense. That's it. And a lot of students don't like this, but there are actually a whole lot of verbs that act this way. And we're going to learn about those today. Verbs like gustar. How are we doing so far? Are we hanging in?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So, for example, me gusta leer libros de ciencia ficción.
I like to read science fiction books.
Yes. And I like to read one activity that pleases me. Reading science fiction books pleases me. I'm the one who's being pleased but I'm not actually doing anything.
Where you at, dog?
I'm not doing any, I'm not saying I read these books or I'm reading these books. I'm just saying reading these books pleases me. That activity is pleasing to me. So the subject is actually the verb. The subject is actually the verb leer. That's why the verb gustar is conjugated to match that one activity. Let's keep going. Nos gusta la fruta.
Fruit pleases us.
Fruit pleases us. And what's the subject here? What would I highlight in blue?
Fruit.
Fruit, la fruta. And we know that's the subject. We know it has to be because gusta matches fruta. It's conjugated for one thing, and fruta is one group. The people being pleased by the fruit are us. Fruit is pleasing to us. And the last thing that we're gonna have is les gustan los tacos. This one is different. Why is it different?
There's a lot of tacos.
Yes, we don't know how many there are, but there are more than one.
And also it's, but it's because it's plural.
Yes, so los tacos is plural, so we're gonna use the ellos ending for our verb to talk about our plural subject. Tacos are pleasing to them. How are we doing now?
Good.
Good? Okay. Other verbs work like gustar, saying that someone is affected by something else, which is what we were doing up above. Tacos are pleasing to them. They're affected by tacos, and it's in a good way. So let's look at some of these verbs. I'm gonna just show all of them so you guys can copy all of them down. There's only 6 right now that we're gonna look at. So we have encantar, to delight, faltar, to lack, fascinar, to fascinate, importar, to be important or to matter, interesar, to interest, and molestar, to bother. Yep. Okay. So when we're looking at these verbs, some of them make more sense to be used this way than others. Like we always say, it's important to me, or it interests me, or it bothers me. And you could say things like, I'm interested by, or I'm bothered by, but we don't need to say them that way, right? We can say something interests me, something bothers me, something fascinates me. So we're gonna look at these together with some ejemplos. So, nosotros queremos ver el nuevo musical, pero los boletos son caros. We want to see a new musical, but the tickets are expensive. A nosotros dar El dinero. We are going to fill in
Are we
that
supposed
blank.
to solve this?
Yes, we're going to fill in that blank with an indirect object pronoun, and we're going to conjugate that verb for the subject. So, what's the subject in that last sentence? A nosotros blank el dinero.
Nosotros.
El dinero.
El dinero. El dinero, money is lacking from us. We can't afford the tickets we want. El dinero is the subject. So what does that mean about faltar?
They lack money.
It's singular.
It's singular, so what's our ending going to be? Uh-huh.
Or O. No,
Because it's present tense, right?
Yeah.
Money is lacking to them, or to us, sorry. And what is our indirect object pronoun going to be that's going to match our indirect object?
Nos.
Nos. Perfect.
Yeah, nos.
A nosotros nos falta el dinero. Money is lacking to us. We don't have enough money, basically. Faltar is probably the hardest one to use. Catalina siempre compra un periódico. Catalina always buys a newspaper. A Catalina interesar las noticias. What's our subject?
Las noticias.
Las noticias is the subject. So what are we going to do with our verb?
It's gonna be an
Las.
Plural.
AS.
Is
Yeah.
it?
No.
No.
On.
An, because las noticias is an ellas, more or less. And our verb has to match our subject. Remember that verbs,
Lay.
and then it's what?
Lay.
Lay. Yep. Guys, I'm fighting back a cough. I know I'm going to cough, so it's going to happen.
It's okay.
Sorry. All right. We've been cleaning with since we're home and there's dust everywhere and I'm super allergic. But anyway, a Catalina le interesan las noticias. The news interests Catalina. It's interesting to her. Let's do a couple more.
What does the red symbolize again?
The indirect object.
All right, thank you.
So the person, a Catalina, is the object, and le is the object pronoun.
Okay.
You need to use them both. Actually, this is optional. A nosotros is optional because we know who it is by nos. And a Catalina is also optional because our first sentence told us it was Catalina. So we know that the her is Catalina. Okay? Nosotros tomamos el autobús.
We can't see that low.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Thank you for telling me. A nosotros something importar los precios de los taxis. Taxi prices are important to us.
This is a tough one.
Will it be
Two.
nos?
Nos.
Subject is los precios, right?
Yes, it is. It could be los precios or it could be los precios de los taxis because we could just say the prices or the taxi prices. Either one is fine. And what are we doing with importar?
Conjugate it.
Importan.
Importan.
Like the
Because?
Los precios is plural.
prices.
Because prices is plural. Los precios is plural. Perfect. And let's just do one more. Voy al teatro todos los viernes. I go to the theater every Friday. A mí fascinar las obras de teatro. Plays are fascinating to me.
That'll be a mí me
Uh-huh.
fascinar. I don't know how to say it.
Yes. Fascinan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Las Obras is blue.
Yes, and Las Obras is blue. Perfect. All right. Before we end, this is definitely going to be this one was our last example. Struggling with those.
What does obras mean?
Works. So works of theater would be like plays.
Oh.
La obra de arte, it would be like a piece of art, an artwork. So obras it means works, but like in an artistic way. So like the works of William Shakespeare. Okay, so this one we could rewrite. A mí me fascin. I won't change this one yet. Fascinar ver las obras de teatro. The subject changed. What's the subject now?
To watch.
Yes. So now instead of saying plays fascinate me, we're saying watching plays fascinates me. And what's that going to do to our verb?
Changes it.
Yeah, it changes it.
Yes, but how?
It just keeps it. Oh wait, does it keep it just as a fascinar?
Yes, because ver is one activity. Okay, so if it's a verb, if a verb comes right after this verb, then we just have it singular. Okay, so if the verb like gustar is followed by another verb, then it's going to be singular. A mí me fascina ver las obras de teatro. Okay, I just wanted to hit on that point to make sure we got it. All right. So your assignment is going to be due tomorrow. I'll put it online tonight at 8. It's, like I said, due tomorrow.
Wait,
so what I'm going to do.
Morning or tomorrow at night?
What's that? Tomorrow at 8 p.m. You'll have 24 hours. I'm finding that people like that more than me putting it up in the morning and having it being due at night. I'm finding people like it more that I put it up the night before.
Wait, so it's due tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, it's due.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I had some trouble last time with like all my classes with Google Classroom. It was just like the link wasn't showing up. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Google Classroom has been super overloaded because like the whole world is using it.
Yeah.
So I know I myself have had trouble accessing it too to grade some things. Like it will just freeze and not do anything. So then I just kind of have to wait. If you're having trouble like that and it's just not working and you're worried, just send me an email and it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So for your homework, I gave you guys these 6 verbs: encantar, faltar, fascinar, importar, interesar, molestar. And I gave you guys 10 subjects. And you have to write how that subject affects you. So I could have written la comida china, Chinese food. Maybe we like it, maybe we don't like it. You're going to have to write a sentence saying how you're affected by it. So, any volunteers?
So you could say like la comida China. You could say to delight in Qatar.
Yeah, you can say Chinese food delights me. I love Chinese food. How would we say that? What would we start with?
Yo.
No.
Ami.
Ami.
Oh, me
How do you say delight?
Encantar.
Is it on me?
encanta, encanto,
Encanta.
Wait, you need another me?
You
Me,
do.
A mí me encanta
A mí me encanta
la comida china.
la comida china. I love Chinese food. Chinese food is delightful to me. Delights me. See?
Yes.
All right. And maybe I put correr. I don't like to run. Running bothers me. A mí me
Molesta.
molesta correr. That's true. I don't like running. But some people love it. You could say, a mí me encanta correr. A mí me importa correr. Running is important to me, right? And we could do something like,
Could you say, for like mi hermano molesta me?
a mí me molesta mi hermano. My brother bothers me.
See, that's what I
Sí.
was thinking of.
Yep. A mí me molesta mi hermano, right? You could also have something like, las clases en línea, online classes. A nosotros. How do we feel about online classes?
Is aburrido one word? Like one of these words?
Aburrido?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Like
you want to
boring?
use aburrir, we haven't learned that one yet, but that means to bore. So you could say online classes bore us. Nos aburren las clases en línea. And that one's just a little bit different. Anyone know why that has an en ending?
Because you said nosotros in the beginning.
It's plural.
It is plural, but why en and not an?
aburrido.
It's an IR
It's an IR verb,
word.
right? Well, all the ones that you have so far are AR verbs. Okay, but does anyone have questions about that? No? We feel okay about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I will put the video up. I'll put the notes up. Your assignment will go up later. And if you have any trouble, email me or Google Hangout with me. Okay, I put up, did you guys get the group message that I sent? It was just like a joke picture. Did you guys get that?
I didn't see
Yes.
No? All right, if
It's
you're on your,
in our email.
yes, so if you're on your email, there's like an instant messenger attached to our email. It's Google Hangout. You can also get the app on your phone. But I don't know if, I feel sometimes like Google Classroom, there's so much on it that stuff can get lost.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe using Google Hangout just to remind you guys of like when we have class might be better as long as we're all actually seeing it. So
I set like an alarm on my phone like 5 minutes before.
Yep.
Because I'll just forget if not.
Yep.
That's what I do.
No, I think that's a great idea too. I feel like so many of us are having trouble keeping organized, and sometimes, you know, like adults don't always recognize whether it's like a kid being lazy and not wanting to come to class, or literally not being organized enough to know when they have class, or just forgetting because there's so much other stuff going on. So
Also, in the morning, I kind of like sleep over them sometimes.
yeah, I get that too, but I have to stick to the schedule, or I would have class later on. But we all stick to our schedule.
Ethan.
What's that?
That's unacceptable, Ethan.
Nah, it happens. All right, so I think we're good to go. Do you guys, if you're good to go?
I'm good.
All right, then we're gonna